WMUB.org. Frank, something you shared with me, you said that if Tiger Woods were a singer, he'd be a top-class singer. Now, why is that?
Well, he has all the shots in the game. He has obviously a terrific appetite and a love for the game. So, great singers have a great appetite for singing, and they too bring off magical things when they're singing. They don't. The thing about a singer is he or she are the most wonderful artists in the world because they have to mix their colours a split second before they sing the word they're going to sing. So it's so special that it's impossible to quantify the importance of singing. I would say to every human being, bring it into your life. Bring it into your life. You'll be the finer and the happier. It makes you go to that special side of yourself that most people don't even think about.
Well, Frank, what about people who were told as a child you can't carry a tune in a bucket?
Yes.
And people who don't have confidence. What causes the problem with folks who feel like they really can't belt out a tune?
Okay, in a lot of instances, it's school teachers, because when little children go to school, they have a lovely facility for singing. Now, sometimes they can't sing in tune. So, a school teacher has a smattering of knowledge about lots of things, but that's all it is. And as far as singing is concerned, they wouldn't understand it at all. Now, very often they say to a little child, "Oh, you're a crow, don't sing." Well, that's like saying to a child, "You have a mark on your forehead," and then every other little child looks at that child. So, it's dreadful. So when they go to school, they have these lovely natural gifts for singing, and then the teachers unravel it like knitting when they start do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do.
So that's not good.
No, it's not good. That's not good.
Really doing what do you call that, the scales?
Yes, basic tonic solfa.
And that's what should the teachers be doing with the little kids?
Well, what you have children, don't you, Sherry?
I do.
Okay. Do you remember when they were little and
I do.
They did everything and you cleaned their teeth and what have you, and then you took them in? What did they want you to do?
Read them a story.
Of course. So it's inherent and innate inside us from the word go. And I remember I was babysitting some of my nieces and nephews, and I read all the stories in their books, and they said to me, "You tell us a story." So I made up this story. 6 months later, I was minding them, and we went through the same thing, reading all their stories, and they said, "Tell us the story that you told us when you were here last time." So I was thinking to myself, I can't even remember. So I had snatches of it. Then I start to tell the story, and they say, "Oh, no, you said this." They have wonderful memories. They remembered word for word the story I had made up.
888-877-3885. Frank, we have folks waiting to talk with you, and I believe we'll go to Sarah Jo from Eaton. Hi, Sarah Jo. You're on the air with Frank Merriman. Go right ahead.
Hey, I've got a question for you. I've been sitting here listening to you.
Okay, Sarah, it's nice to talk to you.
Thanks. I'm a singer myself, and one thing that I've noticed is that my voice seems to be more suited to certain types of songs than others. And listening to you talk about, there's nothing that you can do physically, I'm wondering if certain types of voice match with certain types of songs because that person identifies with the story more than they do with the type of music they're singing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I encourage people to follow their singing heart, whatever kind of stories and music that they like. At one time when I was 17 or 18, the only thing that mattered to me in the world was grand opera, because I'd been brought to that, to opera houses since I was 5 or 6. But later on I learned there's lots of other wonderful, wonderful songs out there written by great American composers, Irving Berlin, Cole Porter, you name it. Mm-hmm. And so, what I say to students is don't tie yourself into a narrow path. Enjoy yourself. Sing whatever you want to sing. The idea that it is true that some songs we obviously go closer to some songs than others. There's a call in the song for us. Well, I say, lovely, go with that.
The other thing I wanted to ask you is, as you can probably hear, I'm suffering from a very bad case of a sore throat.
Yes,
Do you
I hear
have any
that.
advice?
I was going to ask you what it was, or what caused it.
I'm not sure. I think it's a combination of allergies and the stress of a new job.
Well, years ago, elderly people said, don't get a cold in the summer, you'll never get rid of it. They didn't realize back then there was a thing called hay fever and allergies and what have you. But we are aware of it today.
Mm-hmm.
So, Sarah Jo, did you have another quick question for Frank?
No, he answered it.
Okay, good.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you taking my question.
Thanks for your call.
Thank you.
A couple lines open for you, 1-888-877-3885. Let's go to Eugene, who's listening online from Columbus, Ohio. Hi, Eugene. You're on the air.
Hi, Frank. Nice to speak with you.
Same here, Eugene.
I'm a piano player. I've been performing a lot in public lately, and I really want to add singing to what I do.
Mm-hmm.
But when I try to sing, my voice gets extremely fatigued after just a couple minutes.
Yes.
And I haven't really had any formal training. What do you think I'm doing wrong?
Okay. First of all, most people who play an instrument and sing, they tend to hide behind the instrument. And like everything else, how proficient do you feel you are on the piano?
Pretty good. I'm quite proficient.
Now you need to get pretty good with your singing.
Yeah.
And obviously, when you go against nature, nature closes you down. So it's the way you're going about using your voice at the moment that's causing the problem. So that has to be looked at, and most people are trying to force their voice out. They talk about singing from, way down in their body, from the throat. You should sing on the air. I always, if I start a song, whatever it is, I'll say, it's just as if I put my finger out and just pick the thing out of the air, And at this moment in time, what's happening is you're going about the use of your voice incorrectly. And that's natural. Knowledge is the only thing that will resolve that for you. So in other words, confidence and relaxation are byproducts of knowledge. So it's a matter of, would you like to sing a couple of phrases for me so I can hear what you're doing?
Okay. Summertime when the living is easy.
Okay. Now what's happening is you're a tenor. You're the highest in the male voice. And you're singing down in your boots. That's what they call it in Dublin.
Oh, really?
You're dropping the key. Now the reason you're dropping the key is because of this soft palate that I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
The soft palate dictates what voice you are. So in other words, your voice has been chosen for you by nature. Not by me. When people come into me, I don't say, this is my pet theory, this is what... I work with nature. And the beauty of working with nature is, when you're on nature's side, it's the best friend in the world you can have. So basically, from what you just done, you're dropping the key, which is natural. Everyone does that. But that's causing the problem.
Because in high school, my local choir teacher said I was a bass.
Yes. Choir teachers are musicians. They're not singing teachers, right? What dictates your voice is not a choir teacher or not Frank Merriman. What dictates your voice is nature.
Yeah.
So, bass, what does that mean? I mean, of course there are basses, there are baritones, there are tenors, there are sopranos, there are mezzos, there are contraltos.
Okay, Eugene, have we helped you?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah,
Thanks for your call, and thanks for singing.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Lines open for you, 888-877-3885. Frank Merriman's with us, a freer of voices, not a teacher of...